All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our last workshop of the day for the first day workshop at NFT Hack 2022. Here we have Julian from Unlock with his workshop Deploy Your First NFT Membership Contract. Feel free to ask any questions in the Zoom chat, and Julian will be more than welcome to answer them. And with that being said, I'll pass the mic off to Julian.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. And thanks everyone for staying up so late, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm really excited to tell you about Unlock today. Congrats on joining the hackathon. I think you're going to have an amazing time. We've sponsored a few ones already, and honestly, they're very fun. So I'm pretty excited to see what you all build. Unlock is a protocol for memberships. As you can see on the homepage of our website, unlock-protocol.com. This is basically a protocol that allows any creator, any brand, any community to deploy a membership contract, and we'll do that in a couple seconds, where creators set the price, the number of members they want to have, the duration of the membership, and then we provide simple APIs that allow them to use that into existing application, or even better, create some application that are basically token gated, so that only the members, people that have the NFT in their wallets, are able to access some features. So that's obviously a very high level, quick intro. You're more than welcome to join our website, join our Discord on the website. So click on the community button here that will open Discord, check out our docs, and some integration that already exists that might actually be fun to look at and useful. But let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to click on the app button here, and I end up on the Unlock dashboard. The Unlock dashboard is where you as a creator, not so much as a developer, but we'll see that later, can deploy your membership contract and then do several things like update it, obviously, or even grant memberships to people that you feel are worthy of the membership. So let's go ahead and do that. You will see that we support actually multiple networks, from Ethereum mainnet, where I would not deploy anything today given the gas prices, to obviously Rinkeby as a test network, to Optimism, Binance Chain, XDAI, Polygon, and even localhost if you run Unlock locally. You don't need to run Unlock locally most of the time, but this is also possible if you wanted to do this. I would definitely recommend using Rinkeby, and there's several faucets on the internet where you can find Rinkeby ETH to get started and deploy your locks. I already see a question, so maybe try to, oh, that's Anna. Yes, okay, cool. I'm going to keep an eye on this, on the side here, so I'm not distracted. So when you're connected, basically the thing that you can do first is deploy a lock. So I'm going to click on that button. The first step is to pick a name. So I'm going to put that NFT hack membership. Just NFT hack, actually, that's good enough. The duration is basically the lifespan of the NFT. Each membership is a non-fungible token that people have in their wallet. They have an on-chain expiration date, which means that after they expire, they're not considered valid anymore by the protocol, and people will not be able to access the benefits that are just for members. Here, let's pick a kind of a short one, 1 day. On our UI, obviously, we show days, but in practice, you can set anything between 1 second to a couple centuries or even millennia, I think, if you want to go that far. The quantity is the amount of members that you want to have on that membership. It can be again from 0, and maybe we'll explain why this is useful later, to an unlimited number of members. So if you say you're creating a like we'll do a little app that you will say as many people can be members, you would probably pick unlimited, which I'm going to do here. But if you want to do, for example, a membership for a conference or a ticket to a concert, then you would obviously pick the amount of people that you can host at the venue. You can then set the price of these memberships. Here I'm going to pick ETH. It's actually Rinkeby ETH as the currency, but in practice we support any ERC20 on any of the chains that we support. So you could price this in DAI, in USDC, in BNB if you wanted to do that, or Uni, or any ERC20 currency that you might be interested in setting up. The docs actually provide a little section on how to do this, and I'm going to price it, at 0.001 ETH on mainnet. So once I'm ready, I'm just going to click the submit button here, and pretty normal flow that you're pretty familiar with, or maybe familiar with already. MetaMask, which is a crypto wallet, will pop up, say, hey, you want to spend or actually send a transaction, create lock. That's literally what I'm going to do here. And there's a little bit of gas involved in that flow. I'm just going to confirm this, and we'll wait for this to be deployed. A couple seconds. Immediately, you'll see that we update the layout of the page, and we show the extended version of what the lock shows here. Let's wait a couple more seconds to make sure that this gets deployed. I'm sure you already familiar with that UI. Yep, that was deployed already. So you have the address of the lock, and the last button actually is the Explorer button. So we'll actually click here to go see that. You see this is the address of the smart contract that was deployed. That contract is verified, so you can obviously inspect the whole code, which if you're interested in, you can definitely look at, but also use the UI on Etherscan to kind of read stuff and trigger things. So for example, we can look at who's the beneficiary. That's the person who's going to get the money when people pay for the membership, and this is the address that I used to deploy, and by default, this is the first membership. We can look at the duration. So as I said, I picked a day. That is 86,400 seconds precisely. We can set up things like a free trial length. For now, there's none. We can look at transfer fees. Basically, for now, there's, I mean, it's actually custom per transfer. Obviously, we could read that information. Again, all of these things are documented. I don't want to go through them all here, but that's obviously all in the docs that you can find on our website. So NFT hack here, etc., etc. Similarly, you can update the contract, and you can do that as the person who deployed it. You're what we call a lock manager, and you can actually have all other lock managers that would be able to manage the lock along with you. You can set that up. You can also do a bunch of other things that are similarly documented in our docs. So let's go back to the dashboard and actually see what's in here. So here you're on the integration pane, which shows you a couple things. So easily integrate this into application like WordPress, like Discord, like Cloudflare, Webflow, Discourse, or Firebase. We actually have a bunch of others. Each of these, if you click on the buttons, goes to docs or to relevant information about this. And we also have a couple tutorials that you're more than welcome to look at on how to create an ad-free experience on the website. So for example, only members or members will not see ads on the website, for example, or how to get donation through your membership contract and things like this. And we also have docs on how to do custom integrations as well. Let's do actually a quick demo here of how things work. Maybe actually before that, I'm going to show you the buttons. Credit card. So we support credit card payments on the locks, and this is something that you would be able to try on your own application. Click that button and follow the instruction. Connect Stripe first, and then allow keep renting. Again, the docs are pretty explicit about this, so you should definitely read them if you're interested in this. We have a small demo which presents in the form of a newspaper site that has a paywall and basically saying, hey, you can't read that article unless you're a member. It's token gated basically. And so if I click on join us, you'll see that we load this little pop-up here. It's a bit bigger than it is in reality because I'm making it big so that people can see remotely, but I'm going to quickly unlock that. So I'm going to click that button, connect my crypto wallet, pick MetaMask. I'm already connected to MetaMask, then pop up, and I'm going to just pay with my wallet here. So if you click that button, this time MetaMask pops up saying, hey, if you want to pay 0.01 ETH plus a little bit of gas, and then I'm going to just say confirm here, go ahead. And then boom, immediately you see that I can close this. And more importantly, the whole article now is available to do that. So that's kind of a quick demo here that I've done on the member site. And actually, let's go inspect the member UI. You will see that I can now list all of the members. And I should be one of these now. Interesting. It's like, oh, we do this thing called optimistic unlocking. So I'm not sure the transaction actually has gone through. No, it hasn't. We can actually look here on MetaMask if it loads. Hopefully it has loaded. Oh, yeah, the purchase has gone through. So now let's refresh this one. Yes, we can see 30 seconds ago. And then if I come back here as well, this time it's going to be visible as one of the members. We use the graph, and this is also documented. You can use the subgraphs as well if you want to load the list of people that have a membership. So you can see here that I have one. It's the NFT hack lock. I have the token number one, the first one. It is so somebody's asking crypto Koan. It is obviously basically through the UI, but based on the blockchain. So if you don't have the NFT, the UI will not render the content. So I don't know if that clarifies the answer. That's a regular website basically, but it only shows the content if the current visitor has unlocked content.
Sorry, we have a question in the chat. Is the content access filtered in the UI or is it through the blockchain?
Yeah, I just responded to that one. Basically, this it's not the UI, it's it's in the front end application, but it's actually, we're going to do a demo where we lock on the backend, so you'll see that it's possible. But obviously, the information about whether the content should be visible or hidden is coming from the chain. So it's token gating, technically speaking. And you see that the expiration date for that membership that I have is roughly a day because I just bought it. So actually, let's go get ahead and of course and write a quick application. So actually, I did this earlier today. I created a very basic application, and oops, I'm going to start that application first. So it's an Express JavaScript application, and let's go look at the code together here. Where is it? I don't have it here. Okay, let's actually open a new window here. And so we'll see that it's a pretty basic application. What? Oh, it's the no modules that open. So it's a pretty basic application using Express, actually using Next and Express combined together. We have the server here. That allows people to, let's actually go back to the site, allows people to list the price of tokens. And obviously, I'm not using real numbers. I'm using a fake API. Actually, I should, you know what, let me check this, get status. I'm going to check out to the branch that I should be on, get checkout master. Oh, I just checked everything that was working before the demo, and obviously forgot to reset it. So anyway, so let's go back here, yarn run dev. And so let's go back here. This is a basic application. Let's go back to the page. Basic application that lets you, again, assume this is a kind of an application that lets you see the price of tokens. And I'm not using the real API, so just the numbers are not right. But basically, the price of the USDC coin is 591. The price of the unlocked DAO token is 241. The price of the Binance coin is 940. And so you get that API, right? And so let's assume we have this application, we have this API, and we would want to token gate. We want to say, you know what, this is actually not a free API for anyone to use. This is one where we want to allow people to pay to access some premium features. And I see there's a question by 0xprof, can you use Unlock with other programming language like C#? Yeah, obviously, Unlock is not language specific. We provide, it's a smart contract deployed on a blockchain, the Ethereum chain, obviously. And so you can query it from any language using RPC calls. So C# would absolutely work, or, Go, Rust, anything that you can use to query the state of the blockchain would work here. So let's go back to the demo, basically. So I want to create now a thing where I want people to have basically only the people that have the membership to the lock that I deployed. I'm going to go back to the lock that I deployed here, can access the content. So I'm going to copy that. Basically, the way this is going to work. So as you can see, the application is pretty basic. It has a server. It has two APIs, one that lists all the token, another one that actually yields the price for a given token. And then the rest is basically a very simple Next JavaScript, Next.js application where when the page loads, we load all of the tokens. And then when a token is selected, we get the price of that token. So again, very basic. So what we're going to do here is add first a couple libraries. So we're first going to add the unlock, library for Express that allows you to use unlock inside of any Express applications. Yarn add that you might have seen in the past. And I'm also going to use yarn add the cookie parser, because we're going to use the cookie just to make sure that somebody, once they're a member, are identified as a member. The next step is to change how our front-end application works, so that whenever a token is selected, we're going to try to query the API, but the API is going to yield, let's say, not quite an error, but at least an indication that the user is not logged in. and in that scenario, it needs to be logged in. So we'll basically just do this. So we query the API, and when we get a redirect, we'll actually perform that redirect. Otherwise, we'll set the token value to be what we get from the API. So again, if the user is logged in and has the membership, then cool, we'll just set the API to be returning the right. We'll set the value based on what the API returned. Otherwise, we will redirect the user so that they can log in. Another thing that we're going to have to do, obviously, is add the token gating to the API. So for this, I'm going to just go to the server here and do a couple of things. So first, I'm going to load the unlock Node.js module here, and it actually calls a function configure unlock, which we'll do. I'm also going to load the cookie parser here, which I think is going to be useful to parse the cookies, obviously. The next thing is obviously to configure the server Express application to use the cookie parser. If anyone has used Express in the past, this is very familiar. And then now we're going to enter kind of some of the unlock specific things. So that function above configure unlock basically yields a middleware, which we're going to use later, called members only. And that's what we're going to use to limit access to our API. And we're just going to call the configure unlock function here with a bunch of things. The first one is a yield paywall config object, which, you know what, I'm going to copy paste. It's going to be easier. So I'm not going to spend too much time doing this, and then I can comment on that. So basically, that function is what yields the configuration to be used for the lock. Here, I'm going to obviously take the address of the smart contract that we deployed. I'm going to put it here, and this is on network number 4, which is ring B here. If I deployed on any other network, I would need to update this. So that's one of the objects. The two other settings which are important, and I'm going to put right now, are these two functions here. Get user Ethereum address, and that's basically a way to get the address of the Ethereum user from the request. So here we're going to read it from the cookies. And the other one is to update basically the Ethereum address. And in that scenario, we're going to write it in the cookie. So when the user is logged in, we're going to read from the cookie to get their address. And when the user is not logged in, but is trying to log in, we're just going to write their address to the cookie. So pretty simple. Obviously, for an application, you could also store that in a database somewhere, etc. And the last part of the unlock configuration is to pass the server object here. So we're just going to pass here the server object. And we're actually getting close to being done here. The next step, obviously, is to token gate, obviously, our API. So we say, hey, this one, this is not going to be public for everyone. We're going to call that members only middleware here. And that means basically that now only the members can call that or can get the result from this. There's one more little thing that we need to provide here, is basically a behavior when the user is not logged in or is not authenticated. And so we'll just use the normal kind of Express.js syntax here. And then what we're going to do here, so unlock the middleware passes an URL that the user needs to be redirected to. And that's kind of what we're going to use here for the sake of this. So I'm just going to paste again what I have here. These and that as well. So basically that says if somebody's not a member, we get these the URL here, and what we're going to do is overwrite the redirect URL so that we can open it in our front-end application. And that's pretty much it. So the next step is to probably fix some typos. Yes, definitely have one typo, line 55. I have an extra. I have to very quickly see what's going on here. Oh, that's clear here. I'm passing that JSON, but I need to close these things, and I think that should be fine now. Cool. So the server is started, and now we can see if we go to the application here that when I refresh, obviously by default nothing is prompted. But if I pick, say, this coin this time, well, the application will redirect me to say, hey, no, you cannot really access this content unless you have the membership. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it. So I actually did purchase 30, so I'm just gonna connect my wallet, and you'll see that the application will recognize that I already have it. So say you already have a valid membership for this lock. I can just click here to go back, and this time now I can pick the coins, and obviously now it shows the prices again. So I don't know if there is, let me look at the question. So is MetaMask package required, or is it included in the unlock package? We actually don't have a MetaMask package. MetaMask is included in the web browser here. So we don't consider this. Unlock works with any wallet. So I did a demo here by using MetaMask, but if you're using any other wallet like Rainbow or any of these, you can definitely use the Wallet Connect UI to connect to these things. I can get all of the prices now. So I hope this makes sense. So you don't import, no, we don't import MetaMask in the application at all. And I don't think that is possible. Like MetaMask is, think of MetaMask as a wallet, as a third-party application that just allows the users to sign transactions. You don't want to do that. There's a question by Slavic. Should we go ahead, Slavic?
Yeah. Hello. That's very interesting project, And I have a question. We just start discussing how to use your service for our project on a hackathon.
Yeah.
And the question is, can we limit access to the holders of our token, or it has to be your NFT or lock NFT only?
Yeah, for now it's only the locks. So you would need to deploy a lock to do that. But depending on what your token is, one thing that is cool if it's an ERC20 is that you press the memberships in your token. So say you create the Slavic token and you say a membership is 5 Slavic tokens, people will need to spend 5 Slavic tokens to access the content.
And so maybe our project gonna be we will let people mint NFT on our application. So maybe we can mint access token together with our kind of art token, right?
Yeah. So you can actually, so that's actually something that I didn't show, but obviously, so actually let's go back to the dashboard here. You can actually customize the art. So here I can change how each NFT is going to, that's the default image, but I'm just going to pick my face here. I'm going to just save that. And now each of these NFTs are going to look like my face. So basically, if you go by this one now, you will get it in your wallet, and it's going to be that visual aspect. So the NFTs are obviously completely custom. The visual aspect of the NFT is completely customizable to what you need.
Yeah. Okay. It makes things worse because it's kind of too cross-connected now. But I got it. For now, it's just basically lock NFT that's separate, almost password for access to this.
Yeah, but these NFTs are, they're pretty much like any other NFTs. If you think about this, they're an ERC 721. You fully control it. It's the same as if you deployed your own contract, basically. The reason why we have, there is no, I can show here on the Explorer, but this is an ERC 721 contract. We actually use some libraries that are coming from OpenZeppelin, so it's pretty much standard. And it's really yours. This one is mine because I deployed it. But if you deploy one, Unlock cannot do anything with it. It's really the same as.
So basically, let's say I'm making CryptoPunk, so I can make the CryptoPunks, and people buying CryptoPunk can have access to the my WordPress blog, to my articles, you just showed before, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, it's fun. Oh,
makes sense.
Gotcha. Thank you. Good stuff.
Any other question? I see there's a question in the chat here. Somebody's asking, so we don't import MetaMask? No, we don't. How can we check if the user has MetaMask wallet if we don't import MetaMask? So basically, the way this works is, actually somebody's answering this. Yes. So you can use window.ethereum, which is with no import, exactly. So it's actually injected. I don't know if let me do the demo here again by removing the cookie because I didn't build that UI for the test here. So I'm just going to clear the data here and then refresh, obviously. So now I'm not logged in anymore. What we do here is in that redirect, that's actually what we do. We check for the window.ethereum, and obviously now something is going on. I guess it's the demo effect full force. But I don't know what's going on. Clearly the cookie itself is we read from readnote.ethereum exactly what as Zurich Prof has described it. I'm going to stop trying to do the demo. Something is going on here. Yes, exactly. We take the heavy lifting of checking wallets, etc. We also provide a bunch of interesting things. So as I said earlier, the smart contracts here have a lot of interesting characteristics that are specific to memberships. So for example, most NFTs don't actually have a way to have a free trial, basically. Most of them actually don't even have a duration. So once somebody has the NFT, they're a member forever. One of the benefits of using Unlock is the idea that you can create recurring revenues here. Are there any protocols to prevent anyone from minting a screenshot of an NFT? No, and that's not really how NFTs work. I think there's definitely questions around what are NFTs that need to be answered for this before. But think of NFTs as just a record. Obviously, nobody can prevent anyone from taking screenshots of pictures. What people own is the record, basically. So it's their name is on the list of people that have a specific NFT. And so that I hope that answers the question. There's a question by Zurich Prof. Go ahead, Prof.
Hello.
Hi.
So like I plan on using Unlock or not for JavaScript, but is there like a particular function from the smart contract I call to like get the token? Like, can I know the name? It's a bit confusing.
Yeah, so there's many things you can call. So for example, you can call. So if you know, for example, the token that you want to check, you can check token ID number 1, and you will get the owner. So I'm the owner of token ID number 1, but token ID number 2 doesn't have any owner, so you would see that.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not talking about like I mean to call to like get the NFT because I don't plan on like using JavaScript. I can't like import the Unlock packages. So my plan is to get like my front end to call the smart contract, like call the function for like the buy. Yeah, is there like can I like see the function?
I'm not sure which function. Like the function I showed you is one that allows you to get the owner of an NFT. What are you looking for?
Yeah, is there like a get like buy NFT or like I don't like.
Oh, I see. Yes, so it's called. So we have a function called purchase,
okay,
which
yeah.
is there's a lot of information. Oh, it's actually obviously on the right contract side of things because it's changing the state. Purchase here, and you have here all of the parameters for that function. Yeah. So the amount that the user is paying. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. The amount is not hard coded.
No, it's not exactly because you could actually pay more. So you can decide, for example, to pay a tip. So maybe the membership is $10, but I want to pay 12. You would actually pass this. You need to post at least the price in the purchase here. You can also purchase for somebody else. So you would pass the recipient address of the person who's going to get the NFT. So for example, if I want to purchase an NFT for you, then I'm going to be sending the transaction, but I will put your address here so that you would get it. Not me. Most of the time I will purchase for myself. Refer is an address that you want to pass for if you want people to get governance tokens as well. And data is an arbitrary set of bytes that you can pass. By default, it would pre-pass an empty area here to allow anyone to get to allow you to alter the behavior of the lock if you've used the hooks. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So all of these, like, are they like compulsory or like something? Can we like pass a function like an argument like in a function?
Yes, exactly. It's basically function. So I would definitely point you to the docs here. I'm going to post them here on the chat. You can see all of the details here. And so the purchase function is one that is detailed here. You have all of the information on how to invoke it.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Of course. Is there a function to validate if someone is a member that returns a boolean? Yes, there is. So there's actually it's called there's multiple, but I would use the one that's called balance of, which is this one, where basically if you pass an address It will return 0 if that address has a membership. Oh, sorry, 1 if they have a membership, and if I use another address, let's use this one, the lock doesn't have a membership to itself, so it will return 0 in that scenario. It's actually very simple here. So is there a function to validate if someone is a member that returns a Boolean? So it's not quite a Boolean, it's 0 if they don't have a membership, and 1 if they do have a valid membership. And so yes, that you can call that from your own contract to verify that somebody is a member. For what you're describing, we actually do have, if I remember correctly, a tutorial which is using unlock in other contracts. Basically, here we have an interface here, and you can create. I mean, that's literally using the balance of function that I was just pointing you to. So basically, you create a contract that has a paid-only feature. You can also create a modifier in Solidity. I don't know if you know of this, but basically the logic is pretty simple. Is you create a contract that points to the lock address, obviously, where you would set things, and then on that specific feature, you would require that the sender has a membership because the balance off needs to be larger than 0. So again, pretty basic doc here, but that should provide you the right information, put you on the right track. I hope this helped, Demetrius.
Awesome. Any last minute questions? Cool. So we are at time now. Thank you so much, Julianne. That was a really, really awesome workshop. I think everyone really learned a lot, and some of you had some really awesome questions there. So I just want to thank you, Julianne, for taking the time to present this workshop on behalf of Unlock at NFT Hack 2022, and for the rest of you for tuning into this workshop. This is our last workshop of the evening. We'll have some more workshops tomorrow, and also our kickoff event is tomorrow with a really awesome keynote speaker. So definitely tune in to ethglobal.tv, and we will see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.